Tapping trees for maple syrup production creates internal and external wounds. While the external signs of tapping disappear after a few years, the internal wound continues to be a factor that maple producers must deal with for decades. Tapping into stained wood produces lower sap yields. Sugar makers must strive to avoid stained wood until the affected areas are buried by tree growth beyond the tapping zone. Maple producers should inspect trees and be sure to utilize the full tapping band on a tree to spread the wound around over the years. This practice minimizes the probability of tapping into stained areas. Careful observation of wood shavings when tapping will show whether you are hitting stained wood, indicating that different practices should be taken to avoid this. What can producers do in this situation? One way is to use longer drop lines. This allows tapping higher up or reaching further around the tree. There are limitations to this approach. The zone above the previously tapped area can be stained, since wounds extend vertically a foot or more above and below old tap holes. Drilling high on the stem is also difficult and can lead to the formation of oval tap holes and vacuum leaks. Another approach is to tap below the lateral line. Research has demonstrated that as long as good vacuum and sanitation practices are followed, this method can produce excellent results. When tapping below the lateral line, the spout is inserted in a normal orientation with the tubing fitting pointing downward. This creates an air gap near the spout and prevents sap from being held against the tap hole, which might lead to increased microbial contamination and a higher chance of heaving during freezing events. When tapping below the lateral, producers should make sure drop lines remain above the snow line and out of reach of animals that might chew on the spouts. By adopting these approaches, producers reduce the amount of stained wood they drill into and ensure sap yields are the highest possible.